Hello, productive people. How's it going? My name is Carter Srirac, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a service business hub using Notion. Now, this is going to allow you to do four things if you run a service business. It's going to allow you to, number one, keep track of your clients, all of their information, any meeting notes that you might have with them. Number two, it's going to allow you to keep track of the projects that you have underneath those clients and connect your projects to the clients within Notion. And then third, it's going to allow you to add deliverables to each of those projects. So for instance, you might have a website build that you're doing or something like that, and you want to break it down into steps and different smaller tasks. Well, it's going to allow you to connect those projects to, let's say, 10 different tasks that you have within that project. And then finally, it's going to give you a place where you can store SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, or Wiki pages. It might be another way that you guys know of this, or really just like little tutorials to help your team basically deliver on those deliverables. So it's going to do all four of those things. I'm going to have a template linked down below. Just enter your email and I'll go ahead and send over the link to our free templates gallery, and you can find it in there. It's just going to be called Service Business Hub template or something like that. So definitely check that out. Now, without further ado, let me show you guys how this works, and then I'm going to show you how to build it. All right, so here we are in the Business Hub, and up top we have a menu of clients, projects, deliverables, and Wiki. So you can click into any of these individual pages to see the backend table that runs this thing. But if you go back to the homepage of the Business Hub, you'll just see these areas here. You'll have client information, and these pictures are arbitrary, but you could put your client logos in here, and you could have each client listed out. And you got their email, their phone number. You can even click into these, and if you wanted to, you could come down to the bottom here and you could add some notes in here, just different meeting notes and whatnot, some bullet points, whatever you want. And that's just a good place to keep track of all of your clients as they come in, and you can just add a new one, as simple as that. Give it a name, give it a cover if you want to, add their email, phone number, and projects. So this is where you can link them up with a specific project that you've added. And then if you want it to have a preview photo, you can just hit /image, and you can either upload your own image or you can pull something off of Unsplash. Let's just say go with this here for this client. Can reposition that. So as you can see, it's super easy to add a client. And then let's say we wanted to add some projects. Right here, I can see my project progress based on what's getting checked off. Watch this. So this right here, get the set ready. I'm going to check it off. And as you can see, video for test just went up to 50%. Now I'm going to set up lighting, watch video shoot for test here when I click on set up lighting. So I just checked that off, and now we're at 75%. Edit the commercial, I'm going to check that off. Boom, now we're at 100%. So it keeps live updates of how the progress is coming along for these projects. And then you can also click into here, and you can click on the Wiki item that's related. And here you can have a video and some steps, resources for how to stage a website, so that your contractors can come in here or your employees can come in here, and they can learn how you want these things to be done, right? You might have a standard operating procedure or something. So this is a great way to keep everybody updated with how something should be done in terms of your deliverables. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys how to build this. And remember, if you don't want to go ahead and build this, you can just click on the link in the description, and it will take you to my free template library, where you can download a bunch of different Notion templates, but this one is going to be the most recent template that gets added. So just keep an eye out for that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and name this page Hub, and I'm just going to type /page hit enter. And we're going to create a page within the hub called clients. And I'm going to turn that into a table by clicking this button right here. Then just hit new database to make it official here. And we'll edit these a little bit later, but first I'm going to go back up to the breadcrumbs here, hit hub, and we're going to create a few more pages. The next one I'm going to create is going to be called Deliverables, table, new database, hub, and we'll create another one called Projects, table, new database. And lastly, we're going to create a page called Wiki, table, new database. Now, let me briefly explain these pages. First, the clients page. This is going to be where we track all of our clients that are coming into the company, all of their contact information. And then we're going to be able to relate these clients to different projects. Those projects are going to have deliverables within them. And then those deliverables are going to need some instruction. So if our contractors or our employees are wondering how to basically perform a deliverable, they can go into the wiki, or they're actually going to be able to, they're not going to have to worry about going to the wiki. They'll just have to look at the deliverables, and then there will be a related wiki item for each deliverable. So this is really an all-encompassing system to make sure that you're keeping track of your projects and their deadlines and all of your client information. And then it's also going to be a place where your contractors or your employees can come in and they can learn how to partake in these deliverables. Let's jump into clients here, and we're going to rename this column to company. And I'm just going to enter some test companies here. All right, and then I'm going to get rid of this tags column because I don't need it. I'm just going to hit delete property, and we're going to hit the plus button right here. Go over to type and change this to phone. And we're going to add some arbitrary numbers in here. And then next we're going to add their emails. All right, so now we have our companies, their phone number, their email, and we can click into these as well. We can open these up and we can add things like their logo, right? So we could change the icon here. And instead of an emoji, you can click custom, and then you can upload a file here, and you could actually upload a picture of their logo so that you can identify them. So it's probably best to go with like a square image here. But yeah, that's what I would probably do here. And then when you add a cover, you can put in a color or something like that, maybe their brand colors, and that will look pretty nice. I'm just going to go with some emojis for these icons just to give them a nice look. And down here, you can add any sort of notes that you want, or you can add any other blocks that you want to add in here. Now that our clients table is pretty much done, we can go back to our hub and we can go into, let's actually move deliverables below projects, and we can run it into our projects page here. So this is where we're going to add some projects. So where it says name here, I'm just going to rename it. I'm going to call it project. I'm going to delete this property here. And where it says project, we can give it a name of whatever the project might be. So website for Smith. We might have ad campaign or ABC, video shoot, or test. Okay, so now we've got some project names in here, and if we wanted to relate those to our clients here, we could do that by just going into projects, hitting the plus button, going to type, and then you can click on relation. And if you go over to clients, you should be able to hit add relation. And if you want it to show up on the clients page as well, you can hit that, and it will actually show up in the clients page so that you can see from there what projects are related to that client. So I'm going to hit update relation. And here I can tap into all of my companies that I'm servicing. So for this website for Smith, we're going to hit Smith Company. And for the ad campaign for ABC, gonna hit ABC and Company. And then video shoot for test, just change that to Test Co. So now we have our clients listed with the project that's related to them. And if I go back to my hub, then click on clients, you'll see that I have the projects in here as well. And let's say that I have a video shoot for test, but I wanted to have a video shoot for Smith as well. Well, I could just type in video shoot for Smith, and then I can select Smith Company. And now we have 2 projects for that one client. And if I go back to the client's page, you'll see that those 2 projects are showing up here as well. Another thing I wanted to add to this projects table is a deadline. So let's just go to type, change that to date, and then we're going to call this deadline. And I can select a day that this is due. So let's say September 1st, August 1st, August 17th, and let's go with August 18th. Actually, let's go August 26th. It's going to be a little bit closer to the deadline for the website. Now we have our projects with the client and the deadline. We could add a few different columns in here, but right now I think this is a good start for our projects. Now I'm going to go back to the hub, click on deliverables, and we're going to name this name column deliverables. Then I'm going to delete this tag column, and we're going to add all of the deliverables for these different projects that we have coming up. Okay, so these are all of our deliverables for the video shoot project. So let's just hit the plus button from here, go to type and hit relation, and then go to projects, show on projects, no limit, and add relation. Now we can go into projects and we can select the video shoot project. So this one is going to be for Smith. All of these deliverables here. Now let's add a few new columns. So video shoot for, whoops, not Smith, video shoot for test for these ones. Now we need to do some website deliverables, and you can do as many as you want, but I'm just going to do 4 for now. And here I'm going to select website for Smith. And finally, we're going to add some more deliverables here for the ad campaign. All right, so these are going to be related to ad campaign for ABC. Now I'm going to create a roll-up column, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I wanted to pull up the deadline for all of these projects so that I can see the deadline in relation to the deliverables. So where it says relation, select projects, and then for property, we're going to select deadline. Okay, so now we see the overall project deadline. Now let's imagine that we want to see how this project is going to break down over time, right? There might be different stages for the website, for instance. So we have set the staging site, build the site, revisions, and launch. So for all of these, they're going to have their own specific deadlines in relation to this overall project deadline. So if I hit the plus button here, hit type, change it to date, I can click into here, hit rename, and I can call this deliverable deadline and hit enter. And now I can set up some different deadlines for all of these different deliverables. So I just know that these all need to be before August 26th. So let's say that this is going to happen on the 9th. This is going to happen on the 11th, 16th, and lastly, 23rd. Okay, so now we have those deliverable deadlines. And I'll show you how this comes in handy a little bit later, but for now, I'm just going to fill out the rest of these. All right, so now we've got each individual deliverable deadline. And now that I have that listed, I don't really need to see this roll up. So I'm just going to right click it and hit hide in view. You can always bring it back by hitting this button right here, going to properties, and then you can toggle which ones are hidden by hitting this eye and which ones are in view. Now I'm going to go back to the hub, click on Wiki, and I'm going to rename this to Wiki. All right, next I'm going to delete this tags column here per usual, and I'm going to go back over to hub, deliverables, and we're going to create some guides on how to perform these actions. Some of these are repeats, like get set ready. I think that one's in here a couple times. So these are all going to have their own guide on how to achieve these things. So for these ones here, get the set ready, set up lighting, shoot the commercial, edit the commercial. We could go into Wiki and say how to get the set ready, how to set up lighting on set, how to film a commercial, and how to edit a commercial. Okay, so once these are in here, you can open them up. And the nice thing about using Notion is you can embed things in here, like little video guides with Loom. So you would just use Loom to capture a little video, and then you can hit slash and type in Loom, hit enter, and then you can paste your Loom link and it will show the video right here. You can do the same with a YouTube video by hitting slash, typing embed, then hit enter, and you can paste the YouTube link right here and it'll pull your video up. And then let's say you wanted to add some steps in here. You could do like 1 step 1, 2 step 2. That's kind of how you would set that up. If you wanted columns, you could hit slash, type columns, hit 2 columns, and now our 2 columns are here and here. And I could just highlight all of our steps here, drag them into this column, then drag this embed over here. So we'd have like a video, and then I can drag this a bit as well so that it's a little bit bigger if we wanted that video to be a little bit more visible. And then we have our steps on how to achieve something. So if you want, you can go full width, and that'll make it even more visible and easy to access. Now let's say I wanted to like show steps here, and then I want to have resources underneath that. I could just type slash callout, and we'll call this callout steps, and I can drag these into there. And this kind of differentiates things a little bit, right? I can click up there and also change the color of it if I want to. And you can also change the background color if you want to. And then you could make this bold, for instance, and that looks really nice. But let's say we wanted to also add resources. I would hit slash callout resources. And let's change this one to purple. So here you could add some links now. I'm just going to type link, and I'm going to highlight it, hit Command B so that it's not bolded. And then I'm going to highlight it again and hit link. And you can paste a link in here to wherever you want. So that's going to make it easy for people to just simply click on that, and it'll take them wherever that resource might be. So this is kind of a nice little setup for the wiki. You would have to go through and create these sort of wikis for all of these. But what I would recommend is actually copying all of this, Command C, going up to where it says new here on the drop down and hitting new template. And then you can just call this new wiki page, and then paste that in here. So now we've got a template for our wiki page. Okay, and to access that, you just hit new wiki page, and now that just auto-populates, and you can come in and change these steps on each individual page. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one, and let's actually go ahead and use our template for the rest of these steps. So how to film a commercial, edit the commercial, how to set up lighting. We're just going to hit the drop down, new wiki page, call it how to set up lighting. You can come in here, change your steps and your resources, post your video if you have one. Then we do new wiki page again, and how to film a commercial. New wiki page, how to edit your commercial. All right, next we're going to click the plus button up here, go to type and click relation, deliverables, and show on deliverables, add relation. So for how to edit your commercial, I'm just going to click on edit commercial and edit commercial. And then for this next one, how to film commercial, we're gonna go find all of the film commercial, or shoot commercial, there we go. How to set up lighting, how to get the set ready. All right, so at this point, I'm going to assume that you understand how to create a new wiki based on your template, give it a name, and then relate it to a deliverable. So I'm not going to do this for all of the deliverables because it would just be kind of a waste of time at this point, but that's pretty much how you set that up. Then you go back to your hub, deliverables, and if you don't see them in here, your wikis, you can go to this button up here, this 3 dots, go to properties, and where it says wiki, just turn on wiki. And now we have the related wiki item. You can click on it and then you can open it up just like that. And while you're on your deliverables page, you can watch the video, you can go through the steps, click on any of the resource links, and that will give you everything that you need to complete the project, really. All right, so at this point, your tables are all connected, they're all working, they're all functioning pretty well, but I'm gonna show you how to make them a little bit more useful. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add all these databases as linked databases on this hub. So let me show you what I mean. First of all, let's just drag these so that they're all at the top like this in 4 columns. And now I also want to add icons for these. So we'll just add whatever random icon it gives us. And I'm going to make this full width. And below these, I'm going to add linked databases. So I'm going to type /create. I'm going to hit enter on linked view of database. And we're going to select clients to start with. And we're currently in a table view. But what I want to do is view this as a list because it's a little bit unnecessary to view it as a table. So let's go ahead and change this layout to list. Bring in any of the properties that you want right here. Another thing that you can do that Notion recently added is hover over this title here, and you can hide the database title. That's a pretty nice way to kind of just roll your clients up and be able to see everything at a glance, like their email, their phone, and any projects that are related. And you can click on them like I just did there, and then you can click into projects, and now I'm on that ad campaign for ABC, and I can see all the deliverables related as well. All right, next I'm just gonna hit the plus button right here, and I'm going to type create linked view of database, and we're gonna select projects. All right, so now we've got projects in here, and we can change this to a different type of layout if we want to, board view maybe, and we could change the group by to clients, and then we can see the specific projects for each client right here. So Smith Company is the only one with 2, so you'll see that website for Smith and video shoot for Smith is underneath that. You can click into these and it will show you your deliverables. Now let's go ahead and create one more linked database just by hitting the plus button here, typing in create, hit enter, and we're going to go to deliverables. And now that we're in deliverables, I'm actually going to hit this button right here, and I'm going to go to checkbox. I forgot to add this, but I'm going to rename this to completion. And now we can check these off as they get completed so that we have a progress count. And if we go into this projects board right here, there's a way that we can actually add a progress bar for how many are completed in here. So I'm going to go to projects here. Once we're in projects here, we're going to want to create a column called done. Okay, we're going to call it done. And we're going to go to type here and roll up. And we're going to select the relation deliverables. We're going to roll up the completion column. And where it says calculate, we're just going to count checked. So this is just going to give us a tally of how many of these deliverables are checked. And next, I'm going to click on the plus button here, and we're going to go through the same process. I'm going to hit roll up, and where it says relation, we're going to click on deliverables, and property is going to be completion. And where it says calculate, you're going to want to click here and hit count all. Okay, we're going to call this column total. And if you followed along here and you named your columns done in total, you should be able to just copy the formula that I have in the description for this next part so that you don't have to type it all out yourself. All right, so you're just going to hit the plus button here, go to type, formula, and then I'm going to change the name of this to progress and just tap in this empty space and paste that formula that I have down in the description, then hit done. And now we have a progress counter so that if I go into these deliverables and check one off, you'll see that now this is 25% of the way because 1 out of 4 is complete. So then I can just go back to my hub here. And if I want that progress to show up on each of these projects, I can just hit this button, go to properties, and we can click on progress. And now we have this sweet progress bar on all of our different projects here. And it updates live as you check these off. I'm going to go ahead and hide that database title. All right, so now we have all the information that we need, but I want to make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to do a few things. One, I'm going to eliminate the completed deliverables as they get checked off so that we don't see them in the list anymore. So let's start by just unchecking the ones that we've checked and going up to where it says filter, and you're going to click on completion, and completion is unchecked. Okay. Now this filter is going to basically hide the ones that we check. And as you can see, those progress bars are moving as we check these, and those tasks are disappearing from our list. Let's say we wanted this list here to be on the side of this board so that we could see them side by side a little bit better. I'm just going to hit this plus button. I'm going to type in columns, and I'm going to hit enter on the to column. Then I'm just going to drag this table into that column. I'm going to drag the board into the right one. And now we have a nice side-by-side view, and we can see the progress of all of our projects along with our deliverables. And let's just drag completion over here. You can drag that all the way down so that you just see the checkbox. All right, next I'm going to hit the slash button and type in call out, hit enter. And here I'm going to call this deliverables, and we're going to drag that into here, and we'll create another one, call it projects, and drag that into there. And you can change the color of these if you would like to the default or default background if you like that simple look, but you could also go with any of these colors that they have to choose from. And then you can drag this around here just basically to suit your needs, right? If you want to see the projects more, you can drag deliverables down a bit. You can move these around so that you see the ones that you want. And then up here, we can also hit the plus button, type in call out, and we'll just call this client information. And I'm viewing this as a list right now. That's kind of how we set it up originally, but I'm thinking this would also look okay as like a gallery, right? So we would just see like our clients right here. And if you click into one of these, you can actually add an image in here. And if you type anything in here, it will actually show up, as you can see within the card preview. You could also put an image in here by typing /image. And for ABC company, let's just say we wanted to go with this image here. You can reposition it. None of these images really make any sense for this, but you can put whatever you want in there. You can upload an image, or you can use Unsplash like I'm doing here, but that would make it look a bit nicer, I think, and it would kind of differentiate what you're seeing. And go to these 3 dots, hit properties, and then you can show the email and phone that way as well. And I think that looks pretty nice at this point, right? We've got our pages up here that you can still go to if you'd like to. You can click into these and you can see your table as it is in the back end, sort of. And you can come in here and edit this stuff. But on the front end, you just see your clients, all of their info, and any of the deliverables that are still waiting to be done, along with these projects here. Also going to hit the plus button here, and I'm just going to type /div. We're going to create a divider, and I'm going to drag it up here so that we've got a divider between our pages up here and all of these different views of the databases we created.